Hey, man. Oh, hey, man, perfect. Could you do me a favor and come hold this like this for a minute?
What for?
You'll see. Just come hold it. Hey, need any help from me?
I think you've done enough already, okay?
Like this?
Yeah, that's perfect. Whenever you're ready, just right here, man.
Are you sure about this?
Absolutely.
What's up, dude? What's up? What's up, guys? Low quality fans. Hi. Moderately above average quality Bruins team fans of which we are. Welcome back! Not a dub! No, sirree. Does anyone else feel like we've had just a tad too many of these kind of games lately? And I don't even just mean to Carolina, I just mean like, in general. Just like in general. You know what okay, you get what I'm saying. So here we are after a tremendous effort. Oh, what a great effort by one of the teams that played tonight. Just, you really got to be impressed by what you saw. There's a lot of pride in that team. Just a great effort all around. On the other end of that, we have our beloved Bruins getting their absolute teeth kicked in. I mean, just at least this time, because with the 7-1 game, I had to miss the game and then see the final score and go, wow, now I have to go watch that. At least this time I got to watch it unravel in front of me. And it was worse than the score said. Grzelcyk down with an injury. We're not sure what it is. Looked like it was that same arm thing that he got hit with the one time. No clue what's going on there. I mean, Omar got shellacked, and most of them weren't his fault, but a couple of them were not good. Whew, man. Just some tough titties. Tough titties. Let's start here. I haven't talked about the Marchand suspension, the Bergeron injury, or the Rask retirement. Marchand, suspended. He deserved a suspension for doing stupid shit. That's all I can say about that. Do I think it was worth 6 games? No. But he's back into repeat offender status because of the surprising suspension on the slew foot, if you would call it that, earlier in the season. Bergeron injury. Fuck, man. Like, we talked a little bit about it, but I'm glad they're taking their time with it. I don't want to rush him back. It's not worth it in the middle of February. Scary. Very scary. Rask retiring. I knew this was a possibility before the season started, that Rask never came back. Turns out that's what happened. Again, it was never a guarantee that we would have him. It's a bummer. Do you retire the number? That's the question, right? Maybe we'll have a bigger video longer on this, but do you retire the number? Because I'm right there with Rask and Krejci, where I'm like, maybe? And Rask, by all metrics, is like your franchise's best goalie outside of cup wins. Man, statistically, though, he was incredible. Hard to say. I personally think I leave him off the rafters. We have not retired a goalie yet. I do not know if I would start with Rask. I am not a Rask hater. If you watch this channel, you know that. If you've watched it for a while, I mean, it's a close one. It's a close call. So convince me in the comments. Convince me, because that'll be fun. One other bit of fun news. Winter Classic next year, 2023, apparently, reportedly against the Penguins at Fenway. I will be going. I'm going to start saving right now, and outside of some disastrous, plague or something of that nature, I will be going. I will probably tell you guys where I'm sitting, so if any of you other guys are going, that'd be cool. I don't know why, but I feel like that's risky for some reason. I don't know. No one's going to be weird, right? No one's going to be weird. The Canes have continued to kick the shit out of us. They have now scored, what is that? They beat us 2-0, 7-1, so it's 9-1, and then 6-0. 15-1 through the season series. They sweep us. Good for them. They're coming off 2 straight losses. Gotta figure they were going to beat us in this one. We're missing some very important pieces. Our 5v5 goal scoring has dried up. We were relying on special teams quite a bit. And the 2 guys who made your special team so special were gone. There wasn't a lot of roads to victory here. It was going to take an Olmark absolute incredible game with a couple lucky bounces. We got the exact opposite. The exact opposite. And Olmark did make some huge saves. He was actually not that bad in this game. Little rebound control issues, though. They'll get you. They'll get you. Oh, what a bummer. Anderson, unsolvable this year for the Bruins. He finishes the 3-game series with a .990 save percentage. He allowed 1 goal across 3 games and saved basically 99% of the shots. That is absurd. That's actually, no, wait, literally 99% of the shots. That's absurd. You know what? Honestly, because it's the regular season, I can go, good for him. Really, good for him, right? It's the regular season. They swept us in the regular season. Good for them. They're the better team right now. I'm not arguing against that. Good for Anderson. I never hated Anderson. Anderson was never part of the Leafs in a way that I was like, man, fuck that team. It always felt like he was the odd guy out, and he was getting shellacked by us every time we were in the playoffs against him. That's not entirely accurate, but he wasn't winning. As I mentioned, Olmark gets the start. He had his highs, had his lows. The defense remains the same. That means Grizz Mack, Riley Carlo, Forbort, Clifton. Fine. Whatever. I mean, Vach is still out. That's still a concern. 2/3 of your top line was missing. Marchand and Bergeron. Really, the guys that made it your top line, Smith is just your trigger guy. So, the second line bumps up to the top line. It turns into Hall, Howla, Pasta for your top. The second line is now going to be DeBrusk, Coyle, and Smith. I thought that is what the second line should have been. Didn't work out for us. The third line, Steen is no longer in the lineup. He gets scratched. They decide to go with Frederick, Studnicka, first look at Stud in a while, and Foligno. Studnicka did everything he could with what he was given. I actually thought he had a decent, in the grand scheme of things, game. I was a little shaky on him in the first. A lot of people were praising him after the first, and I kind of went, I saw a lot of gun shyness. I saw a lot of getting in the way of other teammates' plays, cutting off our own passing lanes, but he settled in. I thought he had a pretty good game, all things considered. Putting Frederick in over Steen, that's fine. I get it. Steen has still in that part of his career where he's going to sit some games. He hasn't carved out his spot quite yet permanently. Fourth line, Bleed, Nosek, and Lazar. That's what the fourth line should be. That third line looked terrible, though. Just, man, Stud really tried, though. Fun little tidbit here. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. Fun little tidbit. Marchand is now the league history leader in individual suspensions with 8. He leads the league. Most in NHL history. Yay. Puck drops! And as usual, special teams, $1:30 into the game. Within the first 2 minutes, it feels like every game with us. McAvoy absolutely destroys Natchez against the boards twice in one sequence. Natchez gets up, cross-checks McAvoy in the back. That's going to get called. We're going to go to the power play. We immediately give up a 2-on-1. Immediately. It's a flubbing of the puck by Hall on the left wall. They fly down the ice, and Olmark makes a huge glove save. Early on in that game, I did not want to see this team go down right away. I did not want to see us just get pummeled immediately. And we didn't. We just embarrassed ourselves in a different way. We do get one really good chance of this power play. It is a really creative deflection by Howla to pass it across the slot to Smith, who is on the doorstep and is shocked by this puck being here. Doesn't get enough on it on the first shot. Pad save, hell of a save by Anderson. Give him credit. Pad save, out. If those aren't going in for us tonight, man, nothing was. That's actually the note I made. If these aren't going in tonight, then nothing's going in tonight. Turns out, 3 minutes into the game, I was super right. Unfortunately. 4 minutes in. Ian Cole gets Lazar right in the mouth. It was kind of funny because Ian Cole is just absolutely berating the ref about how he got hit too. Yeah, Lazar also got him right here. Got him right here with the stick. Ian Cole got him right here with the stick. Cole, you know that's not the same thing. So we're going back to the power play. And it's so easy for the Canes just to steal the puck and come down the ice short-handed and get a better scoring chance than we get while on the power play. And that's not a Bergeron, Marchand, and missing thing. It's really not. It's a we just can't keep up with this team thing. Absolutely embarrassing. Brutal. And yes, the power play massively suffered because of who we were missing. Massively. But they just gave up the puck all over the place. It was so easy. That is some of the easiest penalty killing I have seen since the Boston Bruins scored 3 goals against the Carolina Hurricanes in 1 2-minute penalty. 3 shorthanded goals. That's right, that really happened. I don't remember the date. I'm pretty sure it was against the Canes, though. Look it up. It was great. It's the most goals we've ever scored shorthanded in 1 penalty. It's good stuff. So we've had 2 power plays, 1 real scoring chance. We're about 12 minutes left in the period. We've done nothing with the advantage up to this point. We're in the offensive zone, though. And Freddie Hockey, man, just like Cliffy Hockey, cross-checking for no fucking reason in the offensive zone in the slot. There's just no reason for this. Just absolutely, he's just standing there, guys skating by and just hits him. Just if it's not cross-checking, it's interference, right? I can't with this guy anymore. I know we were excited about Freddie when he first came on the scene, and he was a rough and tough customer, and we wanted him to be great. Every time he's on the ice, I just assume he's going to do something absolutely boneheaded. He has offered nothing. And this is such a disappointing way for him to come back into the lineup. He's been bad. And I think we all need to admit, he's been pretty bad. Maybe I'm just upset because he took this penalty, and then of course they score on it. Their first power play of the game. They have a couple shots on it. It's a standard setup from the left point. They take a shot. Olmark makes a save, but it's bad rebound control. He basically lets it bump forward a few feet. Trocheck is right there, untouched, grabs it, swings it around the pad. Easy peasy, lemon squeeze me. 1-0. Canes are up. There is still a lot of game left to play. This game wasn't over, but the energy was already, this team looked defeated. It was bad. At this point, about a minute later, there's 11 minutes left of the period. And Jack says something I found kind of weird. You've had a pretty good start to this point. Don't let that goal disturb that. You drew 2 penalties, did nothing with the power plays. Out of those 9 minutes that have been played, 9 minutes, 4 of them were on the power play. You have 6 shots on net. They have 10. This has not been a good start. I don't know what he was seeing, but it wasn't a good start. 10:25 left. Tony D gets upset because McAvoy, open ice hit. Aho had his head down. This is a weird play by Aho. Has his head down. McAvoy comes through and just right through him. And Tony D throws a hissy fit. D'Angelo goes nutty. Goes after McAvoy. Throws a bunch of body shots. And McAvoy finally just grabs him and goes, what are you... Just chucks him to the ice. It was brilliant. It was great. Somehow, we did not end up with a power play out of that, which I agreed with Jack on. I know I just disagree with Jack, but I'll agree with him on this one. Weird that they didn't get an instigator for that after a clean hit. Not to mention, for about 6 seconds before the whistle blew, stopping the play during that fight, the Canes were just actively playing with 6 men on the ice. Look, no amount of help from the refs would have allowed us to win this game. We certainly didn't need them to help the Canes, though. God, what a travesty. What an absolute joke. It's fine. About a minute and a half later, though, huge chance. Studnicka's going down the left side. He has a nice feed to Foligno, who chucks it on the net. Big save, but the save goes right to Freddie, and he can't settle it and put it in the open net. And it's, again, we just need these to go in. It was, again, a hell of a save by Anderson. Big save. But if he could just get a real stick on that puck that is in the net every time, I don't even... Yeah, Freddie's fault for not being able to bury it. It's a hard puck to handle. we needed some sort of puck luck this game to compete. We needed something to go our way. Nothing. Just couldn't get it. 6:43 left. Cliffy, interference, PK. Great kill, mostly by Ullmark, and then Haula, with about a minute left in the penalty kill, strips the puck and gets hooked as he's trying to go the other way. We're going to go to 4-on-4 and then have a power play of our own. We do nothing with it. But that is a really big play by Haula. I want to highlight that. We hadn't given up on this game. It was weird. Once we hit that 7 minutes or less mark, you know how I said we looked dead in the water after that first goal, like all the energy was gone? Started to pick it up a little bit more. There were some better defensive plays that seemed to be energizing, at least the puck moving forward. We didn't have a lot of offense to talk about, though. 1:53 left. Natchez, high sticked by Pasta. They're going to go to the power play. Guys, I can't believe that this didn't go in. Look at this. Yeah, that is the puck. Way behind Ullmark. Bunch of sticks. Studnicka ends up getting the clear. You love to see that. The dogged effort. We're going to go into the second period down by a goal, which was really as good as you could hope for at this portion of the game. But the wheels come off quickly. 2:35 into the second period. It's a trickling puck in between all 5 Bs. It's literally in front of Ullmark. All 5 of us are around it. And Carlo just can't get a real stick on it. He's the one who reaches for the puck, and he just pushes it forward, maybe 15 feet. Goes right to Svechnikov, who snipes top corner. Just awful. Carlo has to, I don't know what's been up with him. I really thought he was going to have a great year. And the turnovers in our own zone in just the worst possible ways. Like, I mean, they're not even turnovers in the corner. They're turnovers into the slot constantly. Just, he is not having the season I expected from him. 2-0. And here we go. 8 minutes into the period, Riley has all day behind our net to set up a break the other way. Just to set something up, take some space, make a good pass. Shoves it to the right. It gets flung up around the boards into a congested Lazar who's fighting off a player. It leads to a turnover, and it's a harmless re-entry, but there's a blast by Teravainen from the right wall. Ullmark makes the save, kicks this out hard to the opposite circle, but the problem is he kicks it out hard to the opposite circle. Not to the wall, but right out to the circle. Aho just has an open net. 3-0. It was over now, because I don't know a circumstance where we were going to get 3 goals from that lineup. So I wasn't really sure how to describe this next goal. It was shortly after the 3-0 goal. Niederreiter behind the net, feeds Stahl in the slot. He goes for the shot. Ullmark makes the big save. He goes for another shot. Ullmark makes the big save. Puck gets bounced out farther into the slot. The Bruins, I guess, were rehearsing some sort of synchronized underwater dance routine. There's some flailing, some diving, little pokes, and Natchez just has to come in and fire this past everybody in the net. 4-0. Nice. Great. I'm having a lot of fun. Pesci walks in and scores. I'm not even going to edit that out. Mistakes belong in the episode. God, this game took a lot out of me. But hey, don't worry, it gets worse. 5:05 left in the period. Grizz down the tunnel. It's a weird hit with Svechnikov. He gets in there, gets twisted around. He goes down clutching his arm. I'm not even really sure what happens here. Stays on the ice for a little while, does get up, goes to the bench, and then right down. Does not return. Period's going to end 4-0. 22 seconds into the third, and finally we score a goal. Oh, it's amazing. Foligno just holds off Shea and flicks this puck up on Anderson. Bounces back to him. He collides with Anderson. Mayhem, pandemonium in the net. No, it's goalie interference. That gets waved off, no goal. Then they challenge it because you kind of have to at that point. And then the very obvious answer was, no, it's still not a goal. But I agree with the challenge. You have to. You just have to. So we're going to go on the penalty kill for losing a challenge, which they promptly score on. 5-0, scrambles in front of the net, but it actually turns out to be a beautiful play. It's a really clever pass by Svech when he is getting draped over by a defender, whips it to the left circle, whips it to the right circle. Teravainen, spin move, whips it backdoor on Ullmark. Aho between the legs, deflection into the net. It was a beauty. I mean, that's one of those points where like, all right, the game's lost, but man, that was a hell of a hockey play. That was impressive. So it's 5-0, which is exciting. Forbort gets tripped with about 13 minutes to go. This was the last 15 minutes of a game ever. Forbort gets tripped. We do not do anything with it. Mac and Aho go for slashing each other during that, so that's neat, I guess. No dice on that power play, though. I black out for a little while, and then 4:50 left. A shot from the point deflects off Smith and beats Olmark Gloveside. 6-0 final. Woo. Game notes, 5v5 scoring. We talked about it. It's dried up over the last 5 or 6 games. And if your 5v5 scoring isn't there, and you take your 2 biggest special teams weapons away, special teams playmakers away, yeah, this is the kind of result you're going to get. Not 6-0, because, hey, you can still play defense. But they're also 2 of your better defenders, too. Injuries are mounting. Grizz would be a massive loss. Another massive loss. Teams go through this. You got to be able to at least tread water. Sure, against teams like the Canes, treading water isn't really an option. But there are other teams that we're going to have to win. We're going to have to beat without our best guys. We have to be capable of winning a game or 2 without our best guys. Frederick is a fucking mess. Next point. Carlo is kind of a fucking mess. He needs to cut out the giveaways. He's so good at the penalty kill. He's so strong on the stick. Not on the body, but on the stick. Great at blocking shots and getting in the way. Good at clearing the puck away from the net, at least. Stop pushing it into the slot. I don't understand the decision-making this guy makes. Brutal. Brutal. Studnicka, I thought he did all right with what he was given. I really did. Maybe that's rose-colored glasses, but I thought he did pretty solidly. There was a couple plays that he was pretty excited on. One in particular was a really sneaky pass to Hala at one point on the power play. I thought was really clever. Great, I guess. A lot of people talked about this being a good representation of what the post-Bergeron and Marchand era will look like. Now, if you believe Bergeron retires this year, then yeah, sure, okay. But Marchand's sticking around for at least a few more years. In a few more years, I expect us to have a couple guys that we're excited about. Liesel and Harrison both appear to maybe be them. Studnicka and Steen have a chance. Beecher, Lohrei, these guys are... Look, yeah, there's conflicting reports about how good they'll be and maybe they won't work out. But maybe there'll be a couple other pieces that supplement the team that allow Pasta and McAvoy and Grizz and Hall to really continue to be a good team. Probably not a, friggin' juggernaut like some of these other teams, but a competitive one that makes the playoffs and has a dark horse chance of really making some noise. Maybe that's still an option. I didn't think tonight was a good representation of what this team will look like without Bergeron and without Marchand. Because we're a few years away from that in a optimistic sense. And there's a lot of money that all of a sudden gets spent elsewhere. And there's also young guys coming up. A couple of which we like. Optimistic. All right, guys, that does it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Let's be as supportive as possible through a time that the team's going to really need a lot of support. Some positive vibes will go a long way, I think, here. Because sometimes teams go through rough patches. And it's up to the fans to be supportive. Go Bees!